Hello again. So in this video, I really want to walk you through the whole program, show you the back end, show you the videos, show you the workbook, because I really want you to understand all the different parts and all of the things that you're going to go through in the 8 weeks of this program, even if it takes you longer. Again, this program is self-led, so you can take as much time with it as you want, and you get lifetime access to all the parts, to the program itself, all the videos, to the workbook. Obviously you can download it and print it as many times as you want, and it includes journaling, so it's super duper helpful. You can literally write in it. There's prompts, there's space for you to write. It's meant to be used. And there's also a Facebook community, a private Facebook community, where there's people that have already gone through the program, there's people that are currently going through it, so you get all the support. And again, you can remain a member even after you're done with the program and continue to get the support you need, because this is a lifestyle. This is a change in your whole life. This isn't just something you're going to do for 2 months and then move on and go back to what you were doing before. Okay, we're changing your habits, we're changing the way that you're eating, we're changing the way that you're thinking about food and health and wellness and fitness, we're changing your mindset about yourself, we're removing the negativity, we're removing the victimhood, we're really changing everything about your health and your wellness and your diet and your fitness. We're changing everything. Okay, let's get into the back end of the program. So as you can see, these are all the videos. They're laid out here for you, and you're actually going to get a drip of them. So there's 45 videos, but there's 8 weeks. So when you first sign up, you're going to get the intro, and you're going to get week 1, which is a very dense week. So get ready. And then in 7 days, you're going to get week 2. In 7 more days, you're going to get week 3. So you're going to have it dripped out. So even if you're going slower in the program, because it is self-led, so you don't have to complete it in 8 weeks, but the content will be dripped out to you week by week, just in case you are actually following the timeline of the program as it's set out. So let's look at all the different weeks. It's super easy to navigate this. All you have to do is just click on the first video, and then you are taken to it.
Hi, welcome to Trust Your Gut. I'm so excited to be working with you over the next 8.
This is just the intro, and then all you have to do, once you're done watching the intro, you can either hit complete or next lesson or next module, and it's literally going to take you to week 1, and then you just go through the videos. So let's go back and talk about what each of the weeks includes. So week 1, like I said, is a very important week. It's one of the main weeks. Week 1 and week 5 are really the heaviest weeks, because we're working through the diet portion and then the mindset portion in week 5. And they're split halfway through the program, so you have some time to get used to the diet portion, and then you get into the mindset work, which is also really deep work. And just as a side note, when I say diet, I don't mean dieting in terms of eating less. You're actually going to be eating more in the majority of cases. All of my students eat more and lose extra weight naturally, because pretty much everyone undereats, because we're taught to count calories. We're taught all these lies around how much we're supposed to eat. So most people actually undereat, and that causes them to gain weight because your body goes into starvation mode. Anyway, I go into this in the program and explain why it works that way, but you are not going to be eating less. So if you're worried about any kind of triggers around diet culture, this is not a diet program. I'm going to repeat that again. This is not a diet program. This is not an exercise program. This is a heal yourself from the inside out program. So we're working on replacing inflammatory foods and getting you into the habit of eating foods that make you feel good, and having that be the treat yourself moment, so you no longer emotionally rely on bad for you foods to give you a high. There's a ton of other benefits that you get by cutting out inflammatory foods from your diet, including completely getting rid of any GI issues that you have. That includes bloat, that includes acid, that includes gas. If you have any autoimmune issues, they're either going to go away or they're going to be vastly improved by removing inflammatory foods from your diet. If you have headaches or migraines, those will go away. If you have really bad period pain and bloat, that'll go away. It's anti-aging. If you have under eye circles or wrinkles, it's going to get better for you. Your skin will improve vastly. If you have acne, that's going to go away. Your immune system is going to get better. You're not going to have as much pain, because the inflammation all over your body is going to go down, and pain is caused by inflammation, so your overall levels of pain and discomfort are going to go down. Anyway, I can go on and on about the benefits, but let's actually dive into the program here. So week 1, again, really intense week. We're jumping right into the diet portion of this, and this is about removing inflammatory foods and replacing them with good for you foods that are going to make your body feel good. So the first video is just a welcoming video. It's going to explain the program, how everything works, and then I'm going to talk a bit about my story and why I do this, so that you know why I'm so passionate about all of this. I actually got super sick, and this is how I found out about all of this information in the first place. Then video 3 is changing your mindset around food. This is just an introduction. Again, week 5 is going to be the main portion of this, but we're going to start here because you really want to start working in your mindset from the very beginning of working on your diet shift as well. And then the introduction to the diet is video 4. This is going to introduce you to what inflammatory foods are exactly, what foods are making you feel bad, and what to replace them with. We're going to go over grocery shopping and eating out in video 5. And then moving forward in video 6 is generally how to make this into a lifestyle. Again, we're going to go deeper with that later in the program, but I want to intro that here to get you started thinking about everything. And then there's a meditation and an exercise. So we're going to reconnect you with your body through this meditation. And you can do this as many times as you'd like. It's super helpful. You can continue doing it weekly. It's going to help you gain self-love as well, because the reason that so many of us have trouble loving ourselves and our bodies is because we're super disconnected from them. So I recommend doing this meditation as much as possible. And then there's an exercise around what's in your fridge to start getting you comfortable with using whatever food you have to make dishes, and stop making the excuse of I don't have anything, or I don't know what to make, or just being overwhelmed by the idea of eating so you end up not eating. This is so common. So we're going to start getting you really comfortable with the idea of easily making food that makes you feel good and not having so much anxiety and stress around it. So let's go into week 2. This is all about the strategy of how to make a lifestyle out of this. So creating a lifestyle of health, food addiction, and emotional eating. This is a really big one. Everyone has food addictions, and they could be physical or emotional or mental. Emotional eating, I'm sure you've heard of this, grabbing the ice cream when you get broken up with and you feel down. These are things that we really want to get to the core of so that we can move past them, and this is going to be what week 2 is about. Video 3 in week 2 is getting in tune with your body. We're going to be doing that a lot in this program because that is the most important part of really knowing when to eat, how much to eat, when to stop eating. Your body has all the answers, and all of the information that you're getting externally is not actually helping you because no one knows what you need more than your body knows. So we're reconnecting you with your body. We're making sure that you can hear the cues that your body is giving you, the natural cues, so that you can actually do what's best for your body. And then we have some strategies for lifestyle changes in video 4, and again, another meditation, eating as meditation, and becoming the observer, which is a really important mindset tool in order to start giving you the power to make changes in your behavior and in your thinking. Let's go into week 3. It's Unlearning the Lies. So this is more of an educational week. We're going to go over diet and health myths, the history of the American diet and why we're at where we're at right now, and the history of diet culture so that you understand why we have this obsession with thinness. And you might be surprised with where it comes from. It's probably not what you think, so it'll help you move past it. And then we're going to talk more about what are inflammatory foods and why they're dangerous to your system, because a lot of people don't understand that there are actually foods that are bad for everyone. And these are foods that cause inflammation. Inflammation is bad for everyone across the board. Inflammation is what causes disease, and so we want to remove it from your body. Week 4 is another education week. It's really about understanding that gut health is whole body health, and that the gut is a really important part of your system. And when you're hurting your gut, you're hurting so many other parts of your system. A lot of disease starts in the gut, inflammation starts in the gut, because we are consuming food in the first place. That food, which is our only energy source, right? The first place that it goes is the gut. So if you're hurting the gut, you're hurting your whole body. And this is really what week 4 is about, really deeply understanding how food affects your body, how gut health affects your whole body. Again, there's diseases related to how we eat. There's symptoms of gut disease and why Western medicine isn't healing our guts. And there's actually a lot of tools in the workbook that guide you through the healthcare system and finding a doctor if you are having more serious GI issues or autoimmune issues, finding a doctor that can actually help you through this. Because unfortunately, the normal Western medical system is not very good at nutrition and gut health. They don't get much education around it. So the things that they're recommending and the diagnoses they're giving are actually making people worse. They're just offering medication for symptom reduction. They're not actually healing any core issues. And that's what we want to do, right? We want to remove the toxicity that we're putting into our bodies. We don't just want to cover up the symptoms of that toxicity, because then you're not healing yourself. Maybe you'll feel better in the short term, but in the long term, you're not going to be healthy. You're going to get worse. So what we want to do is understand how that works so that we can avoid it and we can actually heal everything from the inside out. And that way the symptoms go away, but they're not just being covered up by pills. You're actually healing your body, and that is what leads to long-term health and feeling good on every level. And then there's a video about the benefits of a healthy gut, which is what I was talking about a few minutes ago, but we go really in depth with it. Let's go into week 5. Like I said, week 5 is a super big week. It's all about mindset shifting for a healthier life. And there's a bunch of videos to lead you through it and a lot of information in the workbook as well. So here we're initially talking about victim mentality and how to step out of it. If you've never heard that term, it's super important to making changes in your life because you're probably doing it because everyone does it. we're taught to do it. So once you stop doing it, you're going to see things change really quickly for you. Then there's a video about choosing your identity, and I know this sounds crazy, but you actually get to choose your identity, and we're going to be changing your belief systems here, especially around diet and health and wellness, but kind of overall. This is going to leak out into all areas of your life, and it's going to make you more powerful to make the changes that you want and achieve the things that you want in all areas of your life. There's a video about affirmations and gratitude lists, which again, if you haven't heard of this, super powerful tools to actually make change and have power in your life. There's a video about separating your inner child and mean girl. There's different parts of you inside of you that are speaking, and some of them are not actually even you. It's external voices that you've internalized, so this could be your parents from your childhood, this could be your teachers, your doctors, bullies. There's voices in your head that are not actually yours. Those are the mean voices. So we get super in depth with that, because once you start externalizing those voices that were never yours to begin with, you can actually prevent having a lot of negative thinking, which is something most people struggle with really heavily. So that's a super exciting video. And again, the workbook goes super in depth, and there's exercises there to really integrate this information and start working on it for yourself. Video 5 is cleaning up your mental health, and this has to do with the kind of things that you're ingesting, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. This is the media that you're watching. This is the people that are in your life. So you really want to clean everything up. There's toxicity in different parts of your life, and this teaches you how to mitigate that or remove it completely. And then there's some exercises for you here. There's a mindfulness meditation practice, which is a really good way to learn to meditate if you don't do that yet. And then there's an exercise about speaking to your mean girl and your inner child, and forgiving your past selves, which are all really powerful practices to get you to move forward in your belief systems and changing them and changing your lifestyle. And we really have to get this deep into our belief systems and our limiting beliefs in order to change, because your behaviors and your actions are not just physical choices, right? They're mental, they're emotional. You're making decisions based on past things that you probably don't even think about and that are still affecting you. So we really have to go deep if you want to make lifestyle changes that are consistent, that are sustainable, that's going to make it easy for you to choose health in your life and to choose yourself and prioritize that. We're going to get really deep. So get excited. This is really good stuff, and it's going to lead to you feeling so much better physically, emotionally, and mentally. Then we have the facts for week 6. It's another more education-based week. We have video 1, which is Don't Be Fooled by Health Foods, where I talk about green labeling, where you learn how to look for foods that are labeled as healthy in the supermarkets but are actually unhealthy. And this is a really powerful tool to make it easier for you to understand what you should and shouldn't eat. There's a truth about fruit, because everyone asks about fruit sugar all the time, why processed foods are bad, the truth about supplements and whether or not you should take them, drinking enough water. And then there's a video that dives deeper into unhealthy, healthy foods. Then we have week 7, which is really about committing to the lifestyle. We talk about how to maintain this as a lifestyle, how you can use your community as support, and that includes our Facebook community, because a lot of the time there may not be people in your life directly right now who understand what you're doing, but you always have the support of the Facebook community, because everyone in there has either gone through this or is going through this right now with you. And so we understand what you're doing, and we're here to support you. But this video also teaches you how to get your family, your partner, whoever is actually in your life to also support you in this journey. Then there's a video about journaling, which is a really useful tool. Partners, friends, and family, like I mentioned, that's a really important part of your life. And you want to really address that, because your environment is really going to affect the outcome of your life in general, of all of your choices. And then there's triggering events, and that's really about setting yourself up for success. For example, if you're going to a wedding or you're going to Thanksgiving dinner with your family, you want to set yourself up for success mentally and physically in order to continue this lifestyle that you're choosing for yourself. And it gets so much easier over time, but you really want to start in a place where you're setting yourself up for success. And this video talks about that and teaches you how. And then there's an exercise about telling a friend, and that's a really fun one. And it gets you to really start using these tools. And then week 8 is about your new life. This is the last week of the program. It's about a progress check-in, and we talk about what happens now, and then there's a wrap-up. When you follow this, it's going to get you to a place where eating is easy. It's no stress. Where being healthy is easy. No stress. You don't have to live your whole life stressing out about diet and exercise and fitness and wellness. This should not be a big part, a big stressor of your life. It should be smooth and easy, and this is the whole point of the program, is to educate you and give you all the tools that you need in order to get to a place where it's just second nature, where it just happens for you, where it's natural, and this is just who you are and the lifestyle you lead, and it's easy. Because I don't want you to suffer even one more day about how much you weigh, what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat it, how much you're going to exercise. I don't want you to suffer about any of that, and you don't need to. So let me show you the workbook now. It's 300 pages. It involves a ton of journaling prompts and a food journal and a thoughts journal. So let's go through it a bit. There's a lot of information welcoming you into the program, introducing the concepts of the program, explaining the concepts that we're going to use. There's a daily ritual, which is super, super powerful. There's a weekly guide. There's the whole program overview. And then each week, you're actually going to get an overview of the week, which lists all the videos and the resources and the practices that you're going to be doing. So you have everything summarized right there. And then you're going to get a weekly checklist. So this is really how you're going to follow along. Just make sure that you check off everything for the week before you move on to the next week. Even if you're not actually doing it week to week, just make sure you finish everything for week 1 before moving on to week 2 and so on. Then we go through the eating guide. There's just a ton of information in here, how to read labels, substitutions, restaurants. Then there's a shopping list for you bi-weekly, and that's going to get you really comfortable with the food portion and making those changes in your life. Then there's a movement guide, which is not about exercising more. It's really just about optimizing your exercise and how to move your body in a way that won't hurt you and will actually improve your well-being and your lifestyle overall. Then we begin the journaling. There's a daily morning ritual. So you see day 1 to 56, which is the whole 8 weeks. So you're going to do this daily, and you're also going to journal your food daily and your thoughts and feelings daily. And again, this repeats for every day of the week. And then we get to the reflection journal. So this is a weekly portion of the workbook as well. Every week you're going to have a reflection journal, and you're really going to dive deeper into the concepts in the videos. So you're going to start integrating all those concepts and start actually using them for yourself, for real life examples in your life. And that's going to allow you to really start changing those things in your life. Then we have week 2 and so on. It continues through every week. So there's a ton of information in here. It really leads you through all the videos. It's also just a really fun booklet to have and to go through, and it really leads you step by step through the whole process of change, so you never have to feel like you're not sure what to do next. You're just going to knock everything out in the order that it's there. It's super easy to follow, and it's going to get you to change your whole life. So until we talk, here's to your health. Can't wait to see you, can't wait to meet you, can't wait to hear your story. I'm honestly so grateful to be able to be here and to support you in this, and I'll see you soon.